All right, what's going on, everybody? So we're here talking about UFC again, and we're here talking about Alex Pereira because the last week has kind of been brutal for him, to be honest. There's been a lot of stuff going on, from him snapping on the UFC, from apparently being hacked, and then apparently all this stuff about his next fight. So I'm going to be talking about all of that and breaking it down and giving my reaction to what's been going on. But real quick, before I get into the video, 97% of you guys aren't subscribed, so if you like UFC, influencer boxing, or pro boxing content, I post 3 to 4 times a week on this channel at least, so make sure you guys subscribe. I appreciate you. Alright, so let's start from the very beginning. So Alex Pereira, or Alex Pereira's account, tweeted, "I always answered the UFC's calls, but if they want to play with me, we can do that. I've never spoken poorly of the UFC, but with what I've just heard, I'm disheartened. I've already had the thoughts of not fighting anymore. And after what was just relayed to me, this may be the start." Now, I do find this very confusing because what could he be talking about? Like, did they not offer him enough money? Did they not offer him the Ankalaev fight? Which I don't think that's the case, because we'll get to that in a second. And also, it was seemingly promised, so I don't think they were trying to give him any other ideas for fights. And the pay, like, those are really the only other two things. If this was Alex Pereira that tweeted this, which I do think it was, I think that realistically this was a negotiation tactic. Now, did this negotiation tactic go south? Or did he really claim that he was hacked like he said? Because, well, let's see what he has to say first, and then we can see if we believe him or not in the conclusion.
Bom, pessoal, pô, recebi aqui monte de mensagem aqui da galera falando aqui que viu mensagem no meu Twitter e, pô, eu nem sabia que tinha sido hackeado, porque faz tempo que eu não posto nada, vocês veem aí, mas foi hackeado e vou estar resolvendo aqui e, pô, eu nem sei o que tá acontecendo aí. Tem uma relação muito boa com a UFC sempre e, pô, as pessoas gostam de, sei lá, de ver o mal. Então é isso, chama. Bom, pô, recebi aqui.
Sorry. So it seems pretty simple. It seems like he's saying, I haven't been on Twitter for a while. Somebody got my account. Sorry. But that's the thing about this whole thing. Like, it was so out of nowhere. Alex Pereira has been so big for the UFC in the past, saving events, taking short notice fights, even going into fights while he's injured, which isn't smart. But he's overall just doing what's good for the UFC. So if the UFC was doing him dirty, I wouldn't understand it, because he's the most exciting fighter right now. He is one of the biggest superstars in the UFC right now. So I really wouldn't see why they would not offer him enough money or not offer him the Ankalaev fight. So for that, yeah, it does seem like he could be hacked, but, like, I don't know if I believe it. It seems like a failed negotiation tactic to me. And I'm not the only person that believes that, because Daniel Cormier had something to say about this whole situation on the Bad Guy, Good Guy podcast, something like that, with him and Chael Sonnen. So let's see what he had to say real quick. See what DC had to say about Alex Pereira's tweet.
Pereira's a liar. Pereira did not get hacked yesterday.
Damn, straight up.
Pereira might have tweeted something, and then somebody called him and was like, yo, calm down. I don't believe the hack thing, bro. It's too convenient. It was too specific. It kind of sounded like Pierre. Wow, I can't believe you just called that out.
He still says
Wow.
Pierre, bro. Chill.
That's big. I'm saying it public. Remember, Chael, we still ain't got a main event for international fight. What about you, Ankalaev? Are you available? Ankalaev's like, okay, I can fight. And then you go to Pereira and go, Pereira, are you available? And Alex is like, well, it's short time to get ready. Okay, Alex, we're going to give somebody else this title fight. Alex gets mad, goes to the internet.
Oh.
Gets a call going, hey, man, you know, that's my thought. That's what happened. But I know this game enough to put that together and feel pretty confidently to say it on ESPN. They might have told that boy that somebody else was going to get that fight on the international fight, but he got mad. I hope.
I did not see that before this. That completely throws everything. That makes so much sense. That really does make so much sense. So, obviously, like I said, Alex Pereira has been dealing with injuries and all of that recently, going into fights. He wants more time to recover. So if they offered the International Fight Week to him and he's like, you know, I can't do that yet. I have to get ready. I have to get prepared. All of that off the injury. And then they said that they're going to give it to somebody else. And then he threw this temper tantrum. That seems very likely to me. At first, I thought DC was kind of going crazy. I was like, oh, why is he coming off on Alex like that? But now it makes sense if that's the case. Now, I respect that Alex wants more time, but I understand why Alex would be pissed if he didn't get the title shot again. I mean, he could just wait until the winner of Ankalaev versus whoever. I don't know who they would do, like Oberg or something. I have no idea. They could go Yuri. Oh, if he heard that Yuri was going to get the fight when he beat him 2 times, I could see him being pissed off by that 1,000,000%, actually. That makes a lot of sense. I don't want to sound like an Alex Pereira hater. I actually love Alex Pereira. He's one of the most sick kickboxers in the UFC right now, and we really don't have too many fighters that prioritize violence, and he definitely does. And I don't necessarily blame him for wanting more time, because the Ankalaev fight wasn't that long ago. I can't remember how long ago it was, to be honest. So many events have been happening, but he didn't look great in that fight. He did not look like himself. He seemed flat. He wasn't as eager to throw. He was getting caught. I remember he had some sort of explanation for it, but I don't remember. He has a real problem with showing up to fights when he's not. Like, he gets injured before every single fight, it seems like. So I don't necessarily blame him for wanting more time. I'm just saying it makes sense that he didn't get hacked for this reason and he flipped out for that reason. Because, yeah, I can understand why he'd be a bit impatient that the UFC wouldn't want the fight to be in September, November, something like that, so he could have more time to be healthy, be ready, and actually be able to put on a better performance this time. But apparently they want Ankalaev to fight on International Fight Week, and if Ankalaev said yes and Alex said no, they are going to look elsewhere. So it is a very interesting situation. Now, I seen that there was a post on Happy Punch saying that he declined, but I haven't even really seen anything official that he turned down a fight against Ankalaev. I was looking for Ariel to talk about it, but he didn't mention it. He just mentioned Islam. And that's the fight that he wanted for International Fight Week, Islam versus Ilia Topuria, and then do JDM after that, which is an awful idea, but like, there is no actual stone proof that Alex Pereira turned down a fight against Ankalaev. It just seems like it's the most understandable explanation for what happened. Because there is a real chance that he just got angry, tweeted something that he shouldn't have, and he took it back, backtracked by hack. Because DC is right, it is a bit convenient, but it's happened before. Fighters have been hacked before, but it has also happened before where a fighter has said they got hacked and they didn't. So it goes both ways. I think Alex Pereira deserves a rematch. I know that instant rematches are kind of frowned upon, but Alex Pereira was the most loyal, most dedicated champion the UFC has been seen in a minute. He was extremely active. He took short notice fights to defend his title. Just badass shit overall. So even if he declined this fight and he got angry and he got hacked, I'm not going to dislike Alex Pereira, because what is one bad thing to a bunch of good things that he's done for us as fans? So if you're taking this and running with it and hating on Alex Pereira, I think that's loser behavior. I hate recency bias. I think it's so stupid. You have to take things into perspective and look at things overall. And Alex Pereira is a badass. And if he declined this fight, a fight that is going to be in a month's time, I don't blame him. You shouldn't rush the rematch if you want to get the belt back. Why would you want to do that? To basically wrap it up, I don't blame him for not wanting this fight in a short amount of time, but I do agree with DC that he lied about being hacked, but it's okay. The real problem is, why is the UFC trying to rush this matchup with Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira 2 if it's supposed to be a hype revenge match for one of your biggest superstars? Why would you want to, like, rush the hype of this fight when, realistically, as a matchmaker, right? Say whatever you want. Oh, you hate stalling wrestling. And I know Ankalaev doesn't stall wrestle. The point was, he did in the last final 2 rounds when it came down to it. So that's why I'm pissed at Ankalaev. Realistically, as matchmakers, if you want to do what's better for the UFC, for the overall product, you're going to want Alex Pereira to be the champion again. That's just realistic. Obviously, they're not supposed to play sides, but they can lean a certain way. They've done it in the past. And they definitely should, because Alex Pereira is a superstar. I don't understand why they would want to rush it to International Fight Week. Oh, just because International Fight Week, we need somebody like Ankalaev or Islam. No, just make a good card and just call it International Fight Week. That's simple. You shouldn't rush a very important fight just because you want to meet standards of the cards. I think that is very dumb to rush stuff, and I just think that's overall very unprofessional. I don't blame Alex Pereira for being mad. Why the hell would you want that fight so fast? And why would you replace me so fast? Just push the fight back if I'm not down. Because light heavyweight is a weak division, just to put it frank, especially with names. What? Carlos Oberg is Yuri Prohaska versus Ankalaev. I love Yuri. And there's a good chance that Yuri could beat Ankalaev, but it just doesn't make sense with how many times he's lost to Alex Pereira. And if Yuri becomes champion, we're gonna get Yuri Prohaska versus Alex Pereira 3, and Yuri didn't even beat Alex. So why would there be a trilogy? It just doesn't make sense. You're not going to give Alex a Carlos Oberg fight or somebody else in the light heavyweight division before a title fight because he's your biggest star. If we're going to give Sean O'Malley an instant rematch when he probably deserves it less than Alex Pereira because how dominated he got in that fight, and yeah, Alex Pereira got dominated too, but it was a lot more flat and obvious, and Sean O'Malley was going to get out-wrestled in that fight. That was just going to be what happened, but a lot of people had Alex Pereira winning because Ankalaev wasn't a staller, and he was going to strike with Alex. And for the most part, he did. But Alex Pereira was just flat. He didn't want to throw. He didn't want to get caught. And he let himself get pushed against cage in the last 2 rounds when it came down to it. So overall, it's just a messy situation. But it's on the UFC to make it right. And right now, it seems like they're trying to rush things. So yeah, man, those are my overall thoughts in the entire situation. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Really, all that stuff matters because I'm still a small channel trying to grow. I appreciate it. I hope they just wait the situation out and they just have this fight in like September, November, around that time, so Alex Pereira could actually have a chance to get better and improve and make changes to be able to beat Ankalaev, because I want Alex Pereira to win. So I may be a bit biased, but yeah. If you guys want to follow any of my socials, I'll plug them right now. If you want to follow my personal stuff, my Snapchat is right there. And then my Instagram is right there. I'm just giving myself time to edit and actually keep stuff on the screen so you can see it. My Twitter, because I have 0 motion on there, give me some motion. And what am I forgetting? TikTok, because I'm starting to post clips on there. And also I'm posting reels on Instagram, but it's the same post, but don't tell anybody. So thank you guys for listening to me yap like usual. God bless every single one of you. And peace out.
I think they do a show and stuff.
What's your favorite song?
Oh, and I can't explain that. I love music.
You love all kinds of music?
Yes, but except for hip hop. Well,
You don't like hip hop?
and no, not too much.
I've been rapping, I all be practicing, hopping on top of the game. I'm spitting the fire, my phone, the light, your months, they call me Kane. Get people to talking about I'm a walkers, I do not fuck with lames. People stay hating them lyrical saying, cause Mo's igniting the flames.
Sign that pill, the pressure give you lecture when you sign that deal. World stand still, the devil offers something where you take that skill. Shit get real, and the pussy dropping, going in like Batman. I don't need a shorty came right over and she backed up. Now we moving cause I'm fucking raised in the bathtub. Crazy how the fucking only started with a back rub. Now we in the city fucking dancing in the sack love. You steady fucking switching, stay up in your fucking lane. And shorty super soaker, I can hit your ass for range. Shorty doing ass and you knowing where it's going. Steady sipping codeine, yeah, you knowing in my potion.